I bet you're expecting one of those cool new Master Rule updates. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Jump Festa is within a week of being here, and it's that time of the year where everybody goes, hey, guess what? New Master Rule. Oh boy, I bet you guys are ready for Master Rule 12. Getting it on. And it's just like, no, I don't think we're getting a Master Rule this year. Where the TCG is right now, they've been strengthening all of the archetypes. I don't know if you've noticed that. Also, I mean, let's be honest here for a second. We just had the best structure deck we've ever had, which was Fire Kings. And I don't think anybody can really argue right now that, the Fire King structure deck becoming an instant meta contender was on a bingo sheet. Most people looked at, the release of the Crystal Beast structure deck. I love how Crystal Beast is the only one I can think of right now. Every other structure deck, like between this era and whatnot, they've all felt kind of subpar. You add in some new spicy cards. The Red Dragon Archfiend structure deck, actually, that was another one. It did have a lot of cool potential, but it was just, we're adding some stuff into the anime side of things. You get some new Red Dragon Archfiend stuff, but it didn't really do anything too crazy. But when the Fire King structure deck hit, we got the Sinful Spoils package, which exploded the ability for this deck to be a meta contender, which I think a lot of people were shocked about. So they've done an excellent job at this point with the Fire King structure deck, and I think they're honestly focusing a lot more on strengthening those releases. Now, once again, I mean, the TCG side of the game also has 20 viable decks at this point in time. People will argue that that's too many, or the game is unhealthy. We need one deck in the room. Now the diversity is good, and that's the thing I've been liking, that it feels like they've been doing here with this blog. Now, obviously, Age of Overlord challenged all of that when they sat down and they went, hey, here's the next round of power creep. Hey, you want Horus? You want Sinful Spoils? Hey, you want SP Luminite? Hey, you want Doomsday Star? They were handed that all to us in one set, which was still mind-boggling at this point that we got all that. So obviously, we're still in the nostalgia block, it feels like. I don't know if you've been paying really too much attention to the eras, but I mean, it's the 25th anniversary, where we just got a set dedicated to little Yugi's monsters. Gandora, Silent Swordsman, Silent Magician, Marshmallow, and the Gadgets. Everything from that original anime got dropped in to this one set as new cards, which aims to, strengthen the bond of the player to the game. Yeah, that's what it feels like. So, on the topic of the Master Rule, so I wanted to get out all the little things and go, hey, we still have the natural power creep structure of the game. It's doing good. Hey, it feels like they've been retuning products. Once again, we go back to the case in point of, what we just saw with, the recent structure deck and things like that. And they have been fine-tuning things as well. Now, you also have to remember, Konami is still babying the crap out of Rush Duel. I know. As a TCG player, you look at Rush Duel and you're like, that's really cool. A little sub thing here. I still accurately believe the TCG would have gotten Rush Duel if it wasn't for COVID. I actually wholeheartedly believe that they were going to roll out 2020. They were looking at Rush Duel, and they were going to go, hey, let's push this. But because of COVID and, the forced dial back on things in the world, I don't think it actually happened. So very, very interesting to think about that could have been an actual reality here. But because of the pandemic and things like that, it forced them to kind of restructure a lot of their decisions and things, and kind of left them going, well, we can't just drop this new theme that's for kids when, kids can't even really get the chance to play it. So that's a little conspiracy theory that I've had thinking about what they could have done. So, Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel. I believe we're in 8s right now, right? Because we had 7s come through for the anime. 8s is, halfway through, I feel like, at this block. At most, I feel like at the end of probably next year would be when we'd probably be getting more anime news, which means we'll probably see a new continuation of the Rush Duel anime. Now, there's always the conspiracy side of things. You know, you're sitting here, you're looking around, you're like, hey, you know, they're gonna reboot the original anime. You know, rumors have been swirling for years that they're going to redo the original Yu-Gi-Oh anime. You know, so many people out here continuously say, hey, you know, hey, they're gonna tell a different story this time, or you know, they're gonna stay canon to the manga. You know, don't worry, it's coming. And everybody's just kind of sitting here looking around, going, I don't think so. A reboot would be welcome by the community. I know a lot of people would be extremely happy to see that, but the problem is we don't have Kazuki to, you know, kind of help out with that. I believe there's also like disconnection there, and I'm pretty sure that they could do anything at this point that they want with licensing and things like that, but at this point I don't think we're going to see a reboot. The closest thing that I think that we would be getting would be something like the Sky Striker anime. I would love, and I am on record saying this, if Konami took advantage of the anime and, you know, they did what they need to do with the Sky Striker side story and make it like a 12-episode anime, it'd be amazing. So many people, that's the kind of stuff that Yu-Gi-Oh! Needs to focus on. All right, we've already been going through the Art of the Monsters. I don't know if people have been paying too much attention to that sort of thing, but, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has gone beyond just the initial show. You know, now there are people that enjoy the monsters, the different decks. I mean, we have a manga dedicated to the feeling of playing the trading card game. Do you know how crazy that is, actually? That actually got serialized? And that's the kind of things that it feels like, you know, we've expanded so much in the Yu-Gi-Verse at this point in time that they don't want to make the game more complicated than it actually is. All right, that's why they made Rush Duel, because the actual card game had reached such a critical mass in terms of, well, you know, learning scale curve. And you can't tell me, if you're teaching a new player how to play the game right now, you look at pendulums and it isn't the scariest thing for a player to learn. Yeah, it is. I've heard the same thing from players, actually players returning to the game right now. You know, they might not have played for years. They look at pendulums, they're like, this is the hardest mechanic to learn out of everything. You know, link summoning, synchro summoning is actually incredibly easy. Actually, I was talking to a few people learning from the creation pack and stuff out of the Asian English side of things, and a few of them were telling me, you know, hey, like, I don't know, man, like, synchros are pretty easy to learn, Xyz are a little bit difficult, but those pendulums, whew. So I don't think at this point in time that Konami wants to add another layer of learning curve to the game that is already extremely difficult at certain points. And I think that's really saying something. You know, a new Master Role would spicing things up for those of us that do play the game. I don't hear anybody out here really going, besides, you know, I don't think we were going to get a new one. It doesn't mean that we couldn't see something be exciting for a change, but adding into the skill curve of the game is not something that you want to be doing at the moment. So I hope that for those of us that, you know, do want to see something exciting change, sure, they can always bring in something exciting, but now is not the right time. We're still recovering off of, you know, the world BS that has happened the last couple years, and dropping an entire new mechanic on the game, I don't think would necessarily be a good idea. Though I would love to see the implementation of the three cards being combined from Rush Duel. That would be absolutely beautiful for the actual card game. Now that I could get behind, I don't think it would ever actually execute because of how combo decks play in the actual TCG. But you know what? That's kind of simple. You take the three cards, you stick them together, you drop them on the field. Okay, I mean, seems inherently simple enough, right? Things like that I'm a little bit more different about, but I'll have to wait and see. So buckle up. I don't think we're getting a Master Rule this year. What do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace.
Patrons!
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.